What is going on, everybody? It's the Franz, and we're here for our Fastlane pay-per-view review for March 21st, 2021. The final pit stop on the road to WrestleMania. A pay-per-view we all know we did not fucking need. This pay-per-view was decent at best. Two really good matches. One match that was really good until the finish, which of course would be your main event, because we'll get into that later. The disillusion, it looks like, of a faction, and 4 championship matches on the night with 0 title changes, which it's the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. Unless something big is happening, you don't see a title change usually on these shows. Unless it's the Elimination Chamber. That's it. And a botch finished in one of those title matches that really questions, has us questioning WWE's booking. Like, seriously, who booked that finish? But we start off on the kickoff show, Mustafa Ali. I will not ever refer to him as the other way they do. Mustafa Ali versus Matt Riddle, because last week on Monday, Mustafa Ali challenged for the title, got beat because T-Bar, I think it was, tried to distract, or it was Mace, or one of the two, tried to distract to get him a win, to help him get a win, and it backfired. So we come here on this show, and it's on the kickoff show. Now, this was a fantastic match. This was great. I don't understand why you got to disrespect the United States Championship by putting it on the kickoff show. What they did with Braun Strowman tonight should have been on the kickoff show, and this should have been on the main show. So these two went out there, had a kick-ass match. Of course, Matt Riddle won. He's not losing the United States Championship this close to WrestleMania. And of course, Mustafa Ali got beat. He blamed, and the finish was great though. Riddle applies a sleeper in the corner. He's in this corner. He lifts Ali off his feet, then drops him, and then dropping him, lifts him up in the corner again, hits the Bro Derek off of the middle rope for the 1, 2, 3. And Matt Riddle is your winner. Now, as we know, WrestleMania is going to be in Raymond James Stadium like it was supposed to be last year before all this fear-mongering bullshit happened. And now, what we've had to deal with since August was the Thunderdome. And the Thunderdome has been a somewhat positive, I guess, but also a negative because we've had a fake crowd the entire time. And it gets annoying, especially when it's like you hear the fake off bro chants, or the fake off counted yes chants, or boos for people that they want you to boo, cheers for people they want you to cheer. And this coming WrestleMania, I'm hoping they don't need any of that, because there's going to be up to 25,000, maybe even more fans in the crowd. So hopefully we can get rid of the Thunderdome soon, go back to normal crowds in the arena, and we can go from there. So, after the match, they're helping Ali up, and he's like, "Get off me! Ice isn't on me, this is on each and every one of you, because you all failed me. You all failed helping me. I should be U.S. champion, blah, blah, blah." Reckoning is not having any of this. She just steps forward and is shaking her head. He tells her to get back in line. She doesn't listen. She walks away. Slapjack walks away. Ali tries to stop him. He's not having any of it. He walks away. So he gets in between Mace and T-Bar, blames T-Bar and Mace for what's going on, why they are leaving. They grab him by the throat, both of them, Mace first, T-Bar second, hit the high justice, double choke slam in the middle of the ring, and they leave as well, as Mustafa Ali is done. The retribution looks to be done. Out of here, they ain't coming back, and it's about fucking time. I have gotten sick and tired of this. It was a failure from the start. It was going to be a failure no matter what they did, and it's time to see if they want to keep Dio Madden and Dominic Dijakovic as a tag team. That's fine. They do need some more tag teams on the main roster for Monday Night Raw, and that double team move, High Justice, is definitely a devastating looking finish. So, yeah, keep them as a tag team. Slapjack can go back down to NXT because he's useless by himself, and Mia Yim can hopefully start running roughshod over the women's division, even though Rhea Ripley is just starting her run tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that. So we go to the women's tag team match, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. The talking point of this match is both teams are having problems. As we know, before her women's championship match on Friday, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks were seen in the back arguing over why she would take this match 2 days from the pay-per-view and a bunch of other blah blah bullshit. Then, of course, in that title match, Shayna Baszler hits a running knee to Nia Jax's face, clearly not even close to where Sasha Banks was. She wasn't even anywhere near her. So for them to say, oh, well, she didn't mean to do it, she looked like it was unintentional, bullshit. She hit her square in the face, everyone knew it was going to happen, and now this is where we're at. And so, if I told you I really paid attention to this match, I didn't. This match was boring. Anything Nia Jax does is terrible. I feel bad for Shayna Baszler having to be like trying to be the most interesting character in that team. It's just not working for me. But Banks and Belair start arguing towards the end. Banks calls for a rookie and pushes her on the way out. Baszler takes advantage and rolls up Banks from behind from behind, 1, 2, 3. They retain as Belair's leg is held on the floor. After the match, Banks and Jax and Baszler celebrate the titles, head to the ramp. Reginald as their music hits. Banks and Belair continue to argue in the middle of the ring. Banks pushes Belair with the finger to her forehead. It slaps her to the mat, and she walks off with her title. Belair is shocked, but now she's beginning to see. The Belair points to the WrestleMania sign and tells herself it's going to be okay. And Banks looks on from the stage, and Belair keeps pointing at the sign. Now, clearly, Belair is the babyface going into this match. They did not want to do babyface versus babyface at WrestleMania for this women's championship match. I was so happy that they didn't win, even though I know I'd rather have Shayna Baszler going after Asuka if Asuka's cleared to compete at WrestleMania. But I don't want to see them losing the tag team titles to two people who are already in a title match at WrestleMania. We don't need a Shawn Michaels and John Cena type of thing, where it's like they're going for the main title, but they also have to be the tag team champions just to add a little bit of a story curve into it. Just let's not do that. So apparently, Shane McMahon allegedly suffered a knee injury training for his match earlier in the night. Obviously, if you watch the training video back, he didn't hurt himself. It's all bullshit. And we go to the Intercontinental Championship match, Cruz versus Big E. This was going to be, I honestly thought this was going to be a hell of a match, and it started out. Big E is beating this guy up. He's saying, this is what you begged me for. You wanted this. You asked for this. You begged for this. Hits him with 2 running splashes on the apron on the outside. He is just beating the piss out of this guy. Paulo does get some moves in as he goes to Big E's knee. He hits him with a couple German suplexes. And then the finish came out of nowhere. Big E charges in the corner but hits the ring post as Cruz moves. Big E then blocks the spin out powerbomb. Cruz blocks the big ending, rolls Big E up for a 2, tangles around. Big E lands an awkward pinfall, 1, 2, 3. Like, Jessica Carr was the referee, and she even looks confused about what the fuck was going on. She went like 1, 2, and then hesitated and hit 3. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So, the announcer's confused. Us at home are confused. Cruz starts beating the hell out of Big E to keep him down. Cruz with an angle slam and a trash talking. And he says, this is not over. This is not over. Smacks him a couple times in the face. Hits another huge angle slam to stand tall over him. Poses with his scarf before heading up the ramp. Now, I suggested probably what was going to happen is that Big E's going to get the win, but Apollo's Cruz's foot is going to be under the rope, or something like that. Or somebody's foot's going to be under the rope. He's going to win, but it's going to be a dusty finish. I didn't expect this. What the fuck kind of finish was this? This had to be a botch. because this came out of nowhere. It was being a really good match. Big E's coming to wreck this guy. Apollo Crews is coming to get the Intercontinental Championship by any means necessary. And this is how you finish the match? This is what you go with? What the hell was this? This was the most confusing, head-scratching moment of the night. Just, I don't know what they were trying to do. Honestly, it looked like it was supposed to be a double pin. But Big E was like, nah, we ain't doing that, and got his shoulders up right before the referee. And the referee counts the pin, and that's where we go. So, I don't have a clue what the hell this was. But it is what it is. So, then we go to an Old Spice ad. And apparently, Rick Buggs, Eric Bugenhagen, is dressed as an Old Spice delivery guy. And he has all these samples, all these Old Spices on the roll. He's talking to somebody, and then in comes Akira Tozawa, who is wondering, like, where's our truth? And he's like, I'm just a lowly old delivery guy. And then he's like, I have Old Spice here. Give me some, try some Old Spice. So out of nowhere, this hand comes pushing out, and it's R-Truth, of course, who was there on the behind it. And of course, he says, R-Truth! Pulls him over, and somehow, this ninja referee counts down this Joe Average guy, who turns out to be Rick Buggs. And he wins the 24/7 championship for like 30 seconds. Truth pins him again and gets the title back. Tozawa isn't happy as Truth runs off. So yes, we had a title change in a commercial. Holy wow. We had a commercial title change. I don't even know what to say about this. This just makes no fucking sense right now. Why they even keep doing this shit. Holy wow. So, yeah. Rick Buggs' first championship in WWE, which I know a lot of people want to see more of this guy, even though I don't like the gimmick. I don't care about the guy. He wins the 24/7 championship as Joseph Average. Oh my god. We are getting into heavy metalweight championship territory. The only thing we're missing now is somebody throwing the 24/7 championship away and into a trash can, and the trash can being called champion. Somebody winning it in a dream, and somebody throwing on a chair, and the chair being declared the 24/7 champion. That's the only thing we're fucking missing right now. Holy hell. Wow. So yeah, R-Truth is a 51-time heavyweight 24/7 champion. Good for him. Holy crap. I don't know what could be any worse. Wonder what's worse. Gee, I don't know. Elias and Braun Strowman. Oh, yeah, that's right. That could be worse. That could be fucking worse. Why? Because Shane McMahon comes out and picks, and he has ice on his knee, and he's like, we're going to have Elias out here showing us what he could do. He starts to play, and Shane stops him and informs that he will be placing Shane tonight. Riker and Elias are confused. Out comes Braun Strowman, and now to show us how Shane covered Strowman in slime on Monday. Again, robbing Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards of some of the slime. So, we get this match, and Braun Strowman, Elias is trying to avoid him, big, huge guy, little small guy, he's got to get away from him. And I really don't care about this match. It's another one of those, who gives a shit? Braun Strowman wins the Power Slam after Elias gets a couple moves in because Jackson Riker distracts Braun Strowman, and Elias actually goes for the knee. Don't really care. We see Matt Riddle backstage. He gets congratulated by Shinsuke Nakamura for retaining his title. He wishes Nakamura good luck. Starts asking about him when going to business with him. He starts talking. I love Matt Riddle as a wrestler. Great wrestler. Characters are a little off for me. I'm not a big he's a great wrestler. I do not care about these stupid skits they do backstage with him. They get rid of the skips and just let Matt Riddle be Matt fucking Riddle. It will be fine. I just cannot stand these fucking things. He talks. Then he looks over finally, Nakamura's gone, and he leaves. Don't really care. Then we go to Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. And another thing, this was fantastic. 2 workhorses. You had Christian on Wednesday talking about workhorses in the business. You had 2 workhorses in the business on this show here. And so far, this pay-per-view has been the drizzling shits up until this moment. And these 2 just went out there, showed you that we should be WWE Championship contenders. We should be in the Universal Championship picture. Give us a championship to fight over, and we will give you this on a nightly basis. This was a great match. And honestly, if it wasn't for the no holds barred match later on, I think this would be match of the night. Now, Nakamura goes for the Kinshasa, but Rollins rolls him up, covers him back with a big forearm to the back of the neck. Now, Rollins, this was an interesting move. Like, Nakamura was down on one knee. He was on one knee. Seth went for something. I think he went for the Kinshasa. And Seth Rollins goes for it, but Nakamura ducks. But Seth Rollins stops on a dime. Has one leg. His one leg is still laying on Shinsuke Nakamura's leg, which is propped up. So he jumps up and back kicks him in the fucking face, which I have never seen this guy do. It was a unique move. It was the most unique move of the night. Follows it up with the stomp. 1, 2, 3. That was that. Give me more of this with a stipulation for a championship. Something. They need to have something more. These guys, honestly, I wish it'd be like, with Seth Rollins winning, does that mean he has a closer chance to being going for one of the championships? Probably not. Seth Rollins, has he been United States champion? I'm not sure, but yeah. If it wasn't for the next match, then I would say this is probably match of the night. But then you have Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. Sheamus comes out, face painted up, ready to go. He is wearing blue and white paint, war paint for his ancestors, which he looked like Mel Gibson's character from Braveheart. Yeah, he had that face paint on. Ready to go to battle. These guys beat the hell out of each other. And it sucks for Sheamus because with the skin complexion that he has, the like milky white skin, or as I said before, big jar of mayonnaise, whatever you want to go with, this shit shows up on him on camera. My God, did he take a beating. Drew took a beating too. There was a point in this match where it looked like coming out and having a fight like this, it probably wasn't a good idea to wear blue, like baby blue, because it literally looks like when he's breathing hard, it looks like he can't breathe. It just intensifies the fact that Drew McIntyre probably can't breathe at this time. So, kendo stick shots, no table surprisingly. That's a real surprise. Kendo stick shots for days. A lot of table shots. There was a time when they were up in the Thunderdome video screens, and Drew McIntyre actually throws Sheamus through a couple screens, which they blow up. Which, I'm sure they had probably, they probably had a spot marked, and probably had some rerun fans from like a day or so ago, whatever, a week or so ago, put in that spot. Because if not, I'm sure the people who were watching via the Thunderdome right there were probably pissed off that their reception got cut off from the match. That's kind of fucked up. So, Sheamus actually hits a white noise through the announce table, down from the barricade. Sheamus brings a piece of the announce table into the ring and looks to end the match with it. But Drew McIntyre was able to get a Future Shock DDT onto the piece there. Hits him with the Claymore. 1, 2, 3. And Drew McIntyre is your winner. These two beat the hell out of each other for pride. Imagine how this would have felt if it was for the winner goes to WrestleMania to face Bobby Lashley. I still don't know why they didn't have this match be a number 1 contenders match with the winner going to WrestleMania. I just don't understand that. It should have been that. And then we go to one of the dumbest things I've seen all night. It's Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss. Now, I've been on this channel multiple times saying Alexa Bliss has been one of the best things on Monday Night Raw, and before that, SmackDown. Well, it was like that before they decided to do this with Randy Orton for months on end. I really, really liked what they were doing with The Fiend and Brett Bliss on SmackDown. It was working well with them, and they were doing some good stuff. Then they brought in the Monday Night Raw, and of course, as Vince McMahon likes to do, he ruins everything. So now, Bliss has been doing magic. She's been standing in a pentagram or pentacle, whatever you want to go with. And it's just gotten further and further. You have her leaking black slime or black liquid one week. Randy Orton keeps coughing this shit up. And it just gets so goddamn annoying. Now, Randy Orton comes out for this match. And as he's posing, he starts coughing up black liquid again. Then, it just gets kind of stupid from the beginning. Like, Bliss just goofing around, taunting Randy Orton. She's, like, avoiding him. She actually avoids him. And he goes shoulder first into the, what is it called? The ring post. And she just laughs it up. She's hopping. She's skipping. She's taunting him. He follows her around the ring. She stops and looks at him. She looks up. And down comes a lighting fixture. He's like, "Are you trying to kill me?" Laughs some more, shrugging her shoulders. Laughs as she skips around the ring. She's like, "Come on, Randy. Come in the ring. It's okay." So she gets into the ring. He gets onto the other side. She watches from the corner. He approaches, but she shoots a fireball and he dodges it. Bliss skips and dances around. She sits on the top turnbuckle and laughs as Orton. When behind Orton, we see an arm come up. Looks like it's burnt to a crisp. And it grabs Randy's ankle. He moves away. Fire shoots up. The Fiend in the ugliest... he looked like a burn victim. His mask looks burnt. He looks burnt. And he looks charred as can be. Orton stares at him as he gets up. Bliss comes off the top rope with the drop kick, sending him into a Sister Abigail. Bliss with a cover that made every single Alexa Bliss male stan probably jealous as can be, as she sat there, just with Randy Orton in between her legs, just arms out as if she's having the time of her fucking life. And I'm sitting there going, gee, all those guys on Twitter who are jealous that she's engaged to somebody and hope they had a chance to be in that position are probably losing their mind that Randy Orton is going to be able to fulfill it. It's fulfilling a fantasy that a lot of those guys have had. And Alexa Bliss. And the referee, by the way, there was no referee for this entire thing. There was no referee until the Fiend hit the Sister Abigail. Bliss covers him in the kinkiest way possible, I guess you can say. And the ref, out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, and Alexa Bliss pinned the Fiend. Yep. And then we get some creepy remixed Firefly Funhouse music. And that was that. Well, I can't say I'm excited at all for Randy Orton and them at WrestleMania. I really don't care. I wish the Fiend would end. I think it's outlived its usefulness. They screwed it up. They screwed it up so mine. So, we go to Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. Another great match. So, the back half outside of Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton, this show was good. Outside of that match. That kind of brought the show down, but you kind of needed that. If we did something like this on a pay-per-view with paying customers, this probably would have been in this spot right here, for the simple fact is you need that cool down between a hot match and the main event. So this match is basically Daniel Bryan trying to tap out Roman Reigns. That's the whole story of this match. He's taunting him, and he's pissing off Roman Reigns over and over and over again. So Roman Reigns gets his anger in too. He beats the hell out of him. Everything. is just going the wrong way. It's like Edge is out there, special ring enforcer. Towards the end of the match, Daniel Bryan goes for running knee on Roman Reigns. Roman moves, referee goes down. So Edge comes in. Edge, well, since Roman dodged the running knee, he had the wherewithal to hit the spear. Edge comes in a little bit too late. 1, 2, kick out. Of course, Roman's like, what the hell are you doing? That should have been 3. He's like, I'll worry about me, you worry about him. So he gets back on the attack. Now, Daniel eventually gets him in the yes lock. And Reigns and Edge is all there for it. He gets him in the yes lock. He maneuvers him to where he's in the middle of the ring. Gets him in the yes lock again. Jey Uso comes out, super kicks Edge, super kicks Daniel Bryan, sends Edge into the post, grabs a chair, attacks Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan tries to attack Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan sends him goodbye. So Daniel Bryan gets the chair. He does beat up on Jey Uso for a bit with the chair before he sends him goodbye. Then he gets the chair. He looks to see, is the referee down? Okay. Goes to swing the chair at Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns moves. He hits Edge in this was like the nicest shot to the arm you probably would have seen, and sends Edge down. So he gets Roman Reigns again, puts him in the yes lock, pulls him back tight enough that Roman Reigns slowly and painfully and mercifully taps out. But there was no referee just to see it. And I saw this coming. You don't, for weeks, or at least 2 weeks, you don't have Daniel Bryan for weeks say, I'm going to tap you out. Roman on Friday be like, nobody's ever made me tap out, and I'd rather die in that ring. You don't have someone say, I'd rather die in that ring before tapping out, and not have the motherfucker tap out, but do it in a way where the referee's not going to see it. And that's exactly what we got. So, Edge, pissed off at everything that's happened, thinks Daniel Bryan did what he did on purpose, attacks Daniel Bryan, attacks Edge, Roman Reigns, beats them down, yells and screams like, this is mine, walks away, new referee comes down, Roman Reigns just crawls over, leans on Daniel Bryan, 1, 2, 3. And Roman Reigns retains the championship. Just give me a break. Can't have nice things, can we? No. Can't have something good, can we? No. So, yeah. That is what that is. Of course, Daniel Bryan wasn't going to win. And that's what you get. Of course, Daniel Bryan wasn't going to win, but it's like you had the special guest enforcer, and you still couldn't keep Jey Uso out of the match. You had this guy put in the match to make sure nothing happened that wasn't going to be fair and square to Daniel Bryan. You even said yourself, Edge, that you wanted to make sure he had a fair shot, and you're the one who cost him the fucking match. That is fucking pathetic. But Fastlane is off the air. It's in the books. WrestleMania is 3 weeks from now, and we will be getting there, and it's going to be something. So, when I say this is a good show, I can't say it's not a bad show because you had Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. You had Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, and you had the main event, which until that fucking end was a really, really good match. But that end, you can't forget that end because that was just fucking stupid. But that is your Fastlane review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below. like this video, like or dislike this video. Find me on Minds at the Frowns Club. Find me on twitch.tv/thefrowns club. Find me on Instagram at the Frowns Club. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, as we will see the debut of Rhea Ripley and the final push to WrestleMania begins. Until then, my name is the Frowns, and I'll see you guys later.